welcome to Eating Enlightenment. I'm Jared, former binge eater, wrestler, diet addict, and turned intuitive eating coach, turned eating disorder counselor, and founder of Eating Enlightenment. So in this quick video, I'm going to be going over the Eating Enlightenment course and giving you an expectation, because if you get into the course, you'll quickly see that it is a lot, and it's a lot of stuff. It almost seems separate. On the beginning, we're talking about food. At the end, we're talking about healing long-term trauma. That's a lot of information to put in a course. So I want to set expectations so that you don't feel overwhelmed when you get in the course thinking that you got to get through this all. The course is meant to be short-term, medium-term, and long-term. There is too much information for you to digest it all in a month, or maybe even a couple months or a year. There's really a lot of stuff. So let's talk about the short term, medium term, and long term. The short term, I'm just going to keep things simple. Food, protein, eating adequately, not letting yourself get too hungry. These types of things. Very basic understanding of if you get too hungry, if you've been dieting too long, it's going to trigger your body's starvation reflex. And then you're going to be automatically overeating. The primal part of your brain is going to activate. You're going to overeat despite your best efforts. So that's like foundational. That's core materials, short term, understand this. Bam. By doing it, you can reduce the binging out of control to some degree. But then it gets more complicated. It gets more nuanced. It gets deeper. And that's where the other modules of the course come in. And so probably the heart of the course is this cognitive behavioral therapy technique. Foundation of the course is cognitive behavioral therapy technique. And you're going to see dozens of journal entries of clients who've journaled out their feelings, their thoughts. They've taken the time to pause before they ate. It's really one of the key mindful practices that we emphasize here is if you are struggling with out of control, you just right before you eat. You might make a mistake, you might eat afterwards, but by writing and taking that time to pause and ground yourself and activate that logical brain, you're going to make a better decision no matter what. So writing before you eat is one of those things that's just really good practice. And there's tons of examples of real journal entries from people who've done it. It goes into, there's templates, there's the Eating Enlightenment app you can download. There's a lot of resources in the medium term section of the course where we're talking about more of the thoughts and feelings and kind of that basic understanding still. Now this whole writing before you eat thing is medium term. As you'll see in one of the intro videos to the course, my approach to overcoming binge eating and emotional eating is not like a 30 to 60 day thing. I mean, this is a years long practice. Like, this is a long journey you're going on. I don't want to sugarcoat it. I don't want to hide it from you. I don't want to pretend it's anything else other than difficult. It takes some time. So we're looking to get you a tool set that will sort of last you through the years to come. Yeah, I know it's not what you want to hear, but at least you're getting some tools in this course that actually fucking work, that actually move the needle. These food concepts are important. No, you're not going to write every time you eat beforehand, but maybe sometimes when you're really stressed out and you're about to binge, you'll remember, okay, I can write before I eat. Even if I binge afterwards, like, it's going to be less of a binge if I just write. So you're going to have these tools and techniques and these mindsets that will just help you long term. And then finally, like the second half of the course, which is just starting to talk about healing the inner pain, healing the trauma, healing the emotional scars. This is a complicated topic. It's just, there's a reason people don't talk about it. It's because it's nuanced. It's hard to grasp these concepts initially, how trauma forms, the different parts. And this is where my passion is actually, is healing the long-term trauma, the inner subconscious pain that is stored within your body and mind from your childhood, from past experiences, et cetera, from culture, we got these poisons in us. We got these, parts that are fighting. You got the binge eater who's in conflict with the controller. The binge eater wants freedom and just relax, and the controller wants, perfection and is so demanding and critical. We got these battles going on inside of us. And so the framework that I really rely on is internal family systems. It's a different type of therapy than the writing style of therapy, but they are related. So that style of the course, there is an hour-and-a-half interview where you see fully how these different parts. It's with a client who ends up witnessing her pain. So the pain that is stored from an exile, and exile is a part. I know this is getting complicated. That's why this course is not meant to be digested over time. It's meant to be digested over time, not right away. So I really want to set expectations again for the course. But anyways, in the interview, she's learned this modality of therapy where she's finally ready to confront her inner demons. She's eating regularly, she's journaling, she's in a better state mentally, she's gotten to know herself more, and now she's doing the inner work. The inner work has brought her to her deepest, darkest fears, where she had a horrible experience in the delivery room, and it was traumatizing her many years later, even well after her pregnancy. Those memories still were haunting her. And so she went back and was able to witness, but also protect, and to make sure every part felt safe. So the inner conflict about witnessing was gone. She's able to witness. It was like an earthquake. It was an earthquake, but then she broke free, and a lot of tears, a lot of healing. But this is what real healing looks like when you really get down to the core. So there's an hour-and-a-half interview, which is a live session with me and a client. You kind of got to go to the last half hour to see that. Kind of builds up to that, but I did want to put that as a real example of how this stuff works, how it all ties together. Okay, so that is the course. It's a lot. It's not meant to be digested in a month or 2 months. It's get started, take a look at some of the deeper concepts, circle back, shoot me if you have any questions. So yeah, that's the course, and all this. I think I've said enough here. I'll leave it at that. Namaste.